Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie Sisto is back once again to talk some Call of Duty Mobile, and as delighted as I am to talk about this scene again, it is unfortunately about some bad news, as there has been a scandal in the wake of the North American Finals this past weekend that resulted in some disqualifications, including TSM. Recently, I shared an insane story about feuding CoD mobile teams in Europe, featuring tales of impersonation, harassment, and more. Link in the description, by the way, if you're interested. But today we're taking a look across the pond at the North American scene as a fresh batch of problems has emerged in the lead up to the World Championships. The North American Finals were this past weekend, following the playoffs. This tournament was especially crucial because it was the last chance for North American teams to qualify for the 2021 World Championships, where a $2 million prize pool will be up for grabs. But even when you put the money aside, this year's Worlds for CoD Mobile is a particularly huge deal, as it will be the game's first Worlds ever, since last year's, which was supposed to take place last December, was unfortunately canceled due to, you guessed it, COVID-19. Last week on September 3rd, TSM announced that they were entering the CoD Mobile business, acquiring the roster of Truly, the runner-up team from the Mobile Masters tournament back in July, and furthering the org's plans of developing a presence in mobile esports, as we've seen with their PUBG Mobile roster in India. This new roster would debut at the NA Finals on September 4th and 5th in a bid to take home $15,000 and a spot at the World Championships. And TSM did just that, dominating their first match against Primal Esports 3-0, and even winning their second match against ARP Gaming 3-1. Day one of the tournament broadcast ended with TSM and the New York Subliners Mayhem sitting pretty in the winner's final. Early on in the day two broadcast, however, GoldenBoy had this to announce to the audience.
I'm going to be real brief on this one. You may have noticed that Team Revenge is going to be playing against Xplicit, and that is because TSM has been disqualified for a rules violation. That being said, we're moving on to this part of the competition where Revenge will be facing off against Xplicit.
TSM had been disqualified from the tournament and the World Championships by extension due to a rules violation. The specific violation still has not been stated as of this video. Keep in mind that this was right after a match had to be replayed between the already qualified Tribe Gaming and Team Xplicit due to the former's use of an unspecified banned item. According to the commentators, the usage of this item was an honest mistake, but it was still a mistake that ultimately turned Tribe's 3-1 victory into a 3-2 loss. There was also another disqualification earlier on in the tournament. Naturally, the fact that both the item in question and the specific reason for TSM's ban remain unspecified has caused players and fans alike to merely speculate about what exactly happened. TSM's disqualification, of course, means that the newly signed team has missed its one chance to qualify for Worlds. After filling TSM's spot in Winners Finals, ARP Gaming would go on to qualify for Worlds after a Grand Finals reset. Between players getting banned in Europe and disqualifications across the pond over here, the road to the first ever CoD Mobile World Championships has undoubtedly been a rocky one. Tribe, Mayhem, and now ARP are the North American teams that have qualified for Worlds, but there are still several tournaments that have yet to take place in other sections of the world. It's safe to assume that there's still a lot of action and shakeups to come as we approach the final tournament. And you better believe that we will be here to tell you as soon as anything big goes down. So until then, be safe and be good to each other.